Hi, my name is Sam Kidd and welcome to the Getting Started tutorial for teamwork.com. In today's short video, I'm just going to show you how to quickly set up your account, how certain features within the account operate, and just how to customize the look and feel, and also then to point you towards other videos to help guide you in getting started using Teamwork. So first of all, what I'm going to do is to get you to add your logo and change the branding or the colors to match your corporate branding. So you can see here, this is the screen that you land on when you first set up your account. So there's no projects and everything's just defaulted at the moment to just the ordinary look and feel. So if we click on settings in the top right, then we come down to logo, and here is where you can add your company logo. So just click on upload logo, click on choose file. Now just select your company logo on your machine and upload it into your Teamwork account. So once that's done, I always think it's nice to change the color theme to match your corporate colors or branding. So we have some preset colors here that you can choose, or you can go into the color picker and actually pick the exact color for your branding. So I'm just going to go with red and click on save changes. So if I can now go back to dashboard, you'll see that the logos come in. So the next thing to do is to create your first project. So you can look at projects in a number of ways. One is a project can be something that has a defined start or finish. So you work your way through all the tasks that you have. When you're finished, you archive the project. And the second way is to look at a project more like an ongoing workspace. So you could create a project for something such as sales and marketing or accounts, all sort of like processes within your organization. So in this case, I'm just going to create a project that would have a defined start or finish. You can add a project description here. The company tag gives you the option to say, is this project for your own company or for one of your clients? The features tab allows you to turn on and off features within your Teamwork account for this project. You don't have to worry about making any concrete decisions at this stage because you can turn on and off features at any stage during a project's life. The category tab here allows you to categorize projects. So I can make this part of a design category, or you could have categories, for example, for things such as phases in a project. So you could create a category for phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And then as projects change or move through the phases, you can change the category that they belong to. It just enables you to be able to filter out projects based on categories at a later stage. The last tab we have along here is project dates. So you can pick a start and end date for your project. Now again, with all of these selections here, you can change any of these here at any stage within the project. So quite often people will just give the name of the project and then add the project, and you don't need to change any other features. So once you've done that, you'll be brought into your project overview. So on the left hand side, you can see we have the project dates and the people on this project. So really the next thing to do is start adding other people to the project, so you can start assigning tasks and milestones and messaging them as well. So if we go to people, we can now click on add people. So click on add. This will pull up other people that you've already added to your account. So if I just cancel from here and just show you here, you have people at the very top. So the top ones here are all related to the overall account. So this people section at the top is all people through all projects that you have already added. So you can add people here before you create any projects as well. So you can add a company, add the company name in, once the company is added, you can go into a company or into an existing company and then add individual people in. So I click on add people, add the first name, last name, the email address, and then whether I want them to be account or contact. So if you hover over here, it'll tell you. So if you want to be able to message people or add people or assign items to individuals, you'll need them to be account. A contact is purely just their reference information. So for example, someone like a printer that you're using on a project and you just want their contact details to hand on the project, then they can just be contact, but you can't message them and they won't have any access to any of the projects. So once you've added all the people that you want into the account, when you go back into this project that we just created, you can go to the people tab and then select other people that you want to add into the project. So I'm going to add Dan in. I can then, if I want, add in people from a third-party company. So if this is going to be a project for a client, I can then add all these individuals in. So if I now go back to the overview, so you can now see here that I have everyone in the owner company that's part of the project, and then everyone in the third-party consulting company that's now a member of this project as well. So the overview just gives a activity stream of everything that's happened on the project. So as items are added, deleted, completed, you just get a running stream of everything that's been going on. So you don't need to worry too much about that at the start. It can be a little bit confusing as you see tasks and tasks added. So you don't really work from the overview. It's merely just for looking back over and just seeing what's happened and what's changed on the project. So if you go to the task tab, from here this is where you really create the main action items of the project. So these are the things that you need to achieve to move a project along. So you can create your first task list. So if we create a task list called design, add that task list, and now we can start adding the first task. So design the home page. You can now pick who on your project you want to assign that task to, when's it need to be done by, and then you have the option to notify them by email as well. And then you can click on Save Changes. So that'll now send an email to Dan, letting him know that I've assigned a task to him to design the homepage. So you can go through and add as many task lists and tasks to this project. So I'll just quickly do that now. Right, now through the magic of TV, I have added all the task lists and tasks into this project, just so you can have an example of what a project would look like once all that's been set up. What you can also see here is that I have added milestones. So milestones are key dates or deliverables on a project. They're normally something that you're aiming towards on a project. So what you can do with Teamwork is you can create these milestones on the milestone page and then link task lists to them. So what that does is that gives you a bit of visibility, especially when you have multiple projects on the go. Because as you can see here on the task tab, you can easily have a large number of tasks within one single project. And this is quite a small project, so it's not uncommon to have over 100 tasks. So by using milestones, it allows you to get kind of that bird's eye view of where you stand. So this one milestone obviously relates to all these individual tasks here. So when you look at your milestone page, or if you use the everything all milestone page that we have up here, you'll be able to see all milestones across all projects. And we have a nice calendar view of that. So you'll be able to see where projects start, where projects finish, where key deliverables are sort of happening for you throughout the month or throughout months, and it's a lot easier to see than if you rely on just looking at all tasks across all projects. If I now go back into that project, you'll see now that my activity stream is starting to take shape. So this is just literally everything I add or change or complete, and the project gets added here. So it's not really a place that you want to work from, but it's more a place that you want to glance over, especially when you have multiple people working on a project. It just allows you to see what's happened and what's changed since you last looked in. So one thing that you can do that does make it a lot easier for people, which just bypasses this overview screen, is you can go into your project settings, and from here you'll see start page. So since most of the time it's the task page that people want to get to first, because that's where the action items are, that's where the things are that they need to achieve, you can have your start page for the project be the task tab. So what this means now, if I go back to the dashboard, and if I now click into this project, I'm going to be brought straight into the task tab, so bypass the overview, but you still have the overview that you can go back to at any stage. So the other tabs that you have along, other than your milestone tab, is you have messages. So the messages tab is really your inbox or messaging section for the specific project. So any messages that relate to this project can be created here. So they work in a similar fashion to email. We have a message subject, you have your body, you can pick who you want to notify by email on the project. When you do that, an email will be sent from Teamwork to their email client. They can reply directly to that email. It'll load back into Teamwork, and also it will spit it back out to your email inbox, so you can have a full conversation thread back and forth, but the messages will still be logged in Teamwork. The file section is the place where you upload all project related files. So you can just simply click on add a file, select the files that you want to upload into the project, link them in, notify the relevant people that you want, and then upload these files into the project. With Teamwork, you can also link files to tasks as well. So if you go into the task tab, if I was to edit a task, you'll see I have a files tab here where I can add a file, upload a new file, so I use the company logo one, or I could select an existing file, so that file that I'd already uploaded into the files tab, I could also link that in. So that way you can have tasks that relate directly to files being uploaded and attached to a file as well. The next tab along is your time tab. So this is where you log and record time on a project. It's also where you report on time on a project as well. So with Teamwork, there's a number of different ways that you can log time. You can click on the log time button, enter in what you were doing, the time that you started, how long you spent, and if this is billable or non-billable, and then log this time. You can also log time by the task tab, so you can log time linked directly to a task. So if I was to mouse over here, at the end you see a little timer icon. I can click on log time. Again, add a description if I want, the amount of time that I spent, log it. I also have the ability, as you would have seen there, to start a timer. So I can start a timer. That'll work way down the bottom, and then when I'm finished, I can open it up and log that time back into the account. And we also have a desktop timer as well that you can download from our extras page on our website. So that's just a timer that sits in your dock outside of Teamwork, and you can jump between different tasks, and at the end of the day log that time back into your account as well. So the next tab along is your Notebooks tab. So the Notebooks tab works sort of like a project wiki in some ways. It's where you can store information related to a project. It's not a message, it's not a task, but a lot of people would use this for storing things such as social media account details. It could be details to access Twitter or to access other software that you've purchased for a project. So here you can create things such as username, password, notify other people on the project. So this is where you can keep it private to people in the owner company or select individuals across multiple companies. And now when I click on the notebooks page, you'll see a notebook has been created. So you can create multiple notebooks for anything and any information that you want to store related to the project. The next tab along is your billing tab. So from here you can create invoices and then export those invoices out to other billing applications. And we have other videos on our YouTube channel that show you how to export this time out. And then of course the last tab along is the people tab. So this is for all the people that are added to the project. So with Teamwork, the permissions are all based on a project by project basis. So to edit users permissions, click on the icon there and then click on edit permissions. Here you can see all the different sections, so I can expand those out. So if I click on the plus, it'll expand or contract. So if I want to give Dan full access to this project, I can make him a project administrator. So he's not going to be administrator of the whole account, but it'll pretty much give him free reign on this project and allow him to help manage the process. If I check that off, I can then pick the certain sections that I want him to have access to. So I want him to view tasks and milestones, but I don't want him to be able to add or edit milestones or add or edit task lists. And I don't want him to be able to add or edit all tasks, but he will be able to add tasks and then edit his own to a certain point. View messages and files. Yes, I don't want him to be able to view time or view links. So I can turn those off. And then when I'm happy, I can click finished. Another nice feature in Teamwork when you're just getting started is the impersonate feature. So if I click back on edit project permissions, you see at the bottom I can impersonate Dan. So what that will do is now show me the account through Dan's eyes. So at the top you can see already there's a few tabs missing, such as the time tab, and even the time which are logged on some of the tasks that he has access to, he can no longer see as well. And obviously he can't edit the tasks that aren't assigned to him. And then when you want to revert back to yourself, just at the bottom, click on revert, and then it'll now log you back in as yourself. So at the very top here, we have the everything section. So this is really your bird's eye view across all your projects. So this shows you all active tasks. You can filter those by date range, by who they're assigned to. So you can look at tasks assigned to certain individuals and whether they're assigned by you or signed by someone else or followed by you. And then you have the ability to export those out to PDF or Excel. So most reports within Teamwork will give you the ability to split them out to both PDF or Excel to run further queries on. Last tab to touch on just for the getting started is the calendar tab. So the calendar is the one thing that really sits outside of a project. Within Teamwork, everything else kind of sits inside projects, so all messages, tasks, that all need to belong to project. Calendar events are the one thing that you can have outside. So if I was to click on a date here, I could enter in a meeting event, when I want the event to start, who I want to attend, so I can go pick people that I want to attend, remind, notify. I can then also create reminders. One of the nice features here is we have SMS reminders as well, so you can create an SMS reminder or several SMS reminders if you need. So I may want to have one an hour before as well, and then an email reminder 10 minutes before. Add that event in. You can also link in other people from other projects as well. So if I was to click back into that event, go to the privacy tab, members of a certain project can see this, so I can now bring other companies in. So if I go to the people tab, you'll see the other individuals from the third party company are also added in. Well, I hope this has given you a quick getting started guide to using Teamwork so you can get the most out of your Teamwork account. If at any stage you have any questions at all, please feel free to use the feedback and support link at the bottom of your account, and the support team will help answer your queries. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.